All right, guys, so watch this video here for Thursday, June 4th. I sure didn't mean to start with this one. Let's go to SPY. I think the Dow was up almost 600 points or something crazy again. The market is just insanely strong. Um, I don't know what to say about it other than I feel bad for anyone who dumped down here, dumped their 401k back to cash, thinking the end of the world was coming. As far as so far in my lifetime, every time it looked like the end of the world was coming, it hasn't. So something to think about, right? Next time you panic out of something. But anyway, really nice day. Teamwork was good. I had some nice trades today. I'm going to share this real quick. I put this on Twitter a little bit ago. This is just June for me, right? So each little change in this line is probably one trade. So this is my June so far and the numbers to go with it. And I know this can come off as, oh, look at me, but I swear that's not what it's meant to do. It's meant to show people that, somebody tagged me in a tweet yesterday or something. They were having big losses and getting near, I don't know who they are, but they tagged me in it and some other traders as well and said, help. And they showed their equity and it was like getting down near the dreaded 25K level, right? Anyway, all I said was, hey, you got to have a process, right? You literally have to log in every day, having an exact process to follow, and you just do it over and over and over. If you don't have a process, if you're winging it, you're going to have good days and you're going to have bad days, and you're not going to know why the hell you had either one because you don't have a process, right? Anyway, so it's been a good June, it's been a good year, and what I try to do is log in every day with a list of stocks that might give me an intraday trade that day, right? And then back in cash before the closing bell. So anyway, SPY strong. And here's what I'm watching. LUB, which I usually don't trade stuff under a buck. But in after hours, it's not under a buck. It's trading at $1.74. So crazy gap up. We're definitely going to watch that as a potential gap play in the morning. Solo, I believe they make electric vehicles. Nice little breakout today on strong volume, but it's more interesting to me because in after hours it's trading up at $1.70 on what looks like decent volume. So I'm going to watch that. And along those same lines, FUV tends to go along with Solo, and it actually popped a little bit in after hours too. But I saw Solo popping in after hours, and I thought, hey, let me look at this FUV because they tend to run together. And it's kind of a handsome chart, right? You had this pop back here and coiling. So if Solo rips again tomorrow, this is a nice go-to. Very thin stock. I traded 154,000 all day today, but doesn't cost me anything to have it on a chart, so I will. PGEN, don't love this because it had the big day, and then it had a quiet inside day, but it's well off of its highs. I prefer the inside days to be closer to the high of the big day, right? But sometimes you get a third day play on a chart setup like this, so I will zoom in a little bit there. I will have it on watch. That's PGEN. NNDM. Nice pop yesterday and kind of another quiet inside day. Had great strength back here though, so it's interesting for a possible third day play to me. Also topped out right around $3. So if we get through 3 tomorrow, that's also a break of today's high. So it's kind of like a double reason to buy it. Whole number inflection point plus a break of the previous day's high. And keep in mind, it might open at $1 and go down to 50 cents tomorrow. I don't know. But it is interesting as it sits right now, maybe through 3. We'll see if it sets up. And then DM, what's next? Cinedigm, CIDM. Really nice pop today. Great call in the chat room by Alan H. Look at this intraday cup and handle here. I'll slide over. He called this over 98 cents. I didn't even see his post. And when I saw this chart set up and I looked at the volume here, I said, ooh, Cinedigm's got really nice relative volume today. And you have this intraday cup and handle. So right when it looked like this, I typed in the chat room CIDM intraday cup and handle, or CH for shorthand, right? Which means I like it over the highs. And I hadn't seen Alan's post, but somebody, I think maybe he pointed it out to me. That's a great post. He is on my hot script, by the way. I do get alerts when Alan posts because he posts good stuff. But anyway, look at the 99-cent entry, which I did get, by the way, and went all the way to $1.50. Back to the daily, had this huge pop back here, did an offering and got decimated. And you know what? It's pretty darn strong considering it just recently had an offering. Makes you think of GNUS a little bit, right? Remember GNUS? Did an intraday offering right here on this day when it was running. And then, shorts piled in and look at today, right? Wow. Incredible. Jane was all over this one this morning too. I never messed with this one, but anyway, where was I? That's Cinedigm, SAVA, kind of a former high flyer. And then got decimated back here and then straight sideways. Well, a nice gap up and rip up into the big gap here. We'll see if it gets a follow through day tomorrow. This one I really don't like. I don't like stocks under $1. I really don't like them under 50 cents, but it's kind of an interesting chart. Had this big pop back here to 54 and then a little bit of a lower high today to 51. So I do want to keep an eye on that, but I probably won't trade that one. MARA, you've got a high here. I call it a high, but I mean it's a recent high, the most recent high on big volume. So I call that the most recent high, right? $1.12, a little bit lower high, a little bit lower high, and then it popped up here and took out this lower high, and you kind of have an inside day today. So I really like it over this 2-day high, and you can't see it on this chart, but the 200-day is at $1.08. So I love this over the 2-day high. Then it might rip through the whole number $1 and maybe test $1.08. And if you get through that 200-day, you've got this $1.12 just to the left of that as another catalyst. So this is a fairly handsome daily chart. They had news today that I guess kind of sounded good, but anyway, it's also well known or regarded, I should say, as a Bitcoin play. So if Bitcoin's really weak, no matter what this stock does with the company news, it might struggle. So you kind of want to see Bitcoin strong. If and when this thing sets up. So that's something to think about. PRTY, I don't love this chart, but it did close. It went out near the highs today, and I had it on watch today. I never took a trade in it, but maybe a continuation of this bounce tomorrow with the most recent high being not that far away at $1.59. ENT, big pop today, big volume, and actually topped out right around the whole number 4 too. So that one's a pretty interesting possible setup tomorrow. Couple more. CCL, which is Carnival Cruise Lines. I never thought I would even look at this stock again once I heard the story of ships out to sea and no city would take them, right? No port would take them, and half the people on the ship had COVID-19. When I heard that to me that's like dropping me into my biggest nightmare, right? So when I heard that, I thought, well, the cruise lines are done. Well, chart-wise, this one, bounced to here, went back down. So from here, from this first, really what I would call the first sizable bounce after getting decimated, you sort of have a little cup and handle going on here. So if they're not going to go bankrupt, the obvious play is to the long side over this handle. So I am going to watch it and then play, which is, I think, Dave & Buster's, right? Nice volume today and a fairly strong close. Might break out of this range it's in tomorrow, so we'll see. We'll add some gappers to this list. Plenty to watch tomorrow. Looking forward to trading with y'all in the morning.